the technical return machine learning researcher. Happy to be here. I think that's all for now. So nice to meet you guys. Excited for this lab session, and yeah, I can't wait to get started. All right. So wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. All right, let's get started. So I think it's quite dark. All right. Let's get started. I can't share my screen yet, so just waiting for that permission to do that. Waiting for permission to do that.
So you're the host now. Can you please make Ejiro co-host? Ejiro, can you please try again?
Ejiro, you're close now.
Okay. Not yet. Still saying hosts participant disabled. Let me give it like 10 seconds and try again. I'll try again. All right, yes, it works now. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yeah, we can see your screen.
Awesome. Awesome. So good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon once again. Well, good afternoon because I'm in Nigeria, wherever you're joining from around the world. Hello, how are you? So this is AI Saturday Lagos, and my name is Ejiro Onose. I would be taking the lab for data collections and web scraping. So I want to get like a fair idea of the folks we have on board, like you guys on Zoom. So like just give a thumbs up if you just started a data science journey, and if you've been like you've been in the field for quite a while, just maybe it's like claps. So I want to like get a fair idea of the folks I'm talking to. Or you could just say, if on the chat, you could just put, I'm new here. You could, on the chat, you could just put old timer if you just started since. So for that, just started, okay, in between. Awesome, awesome. New here. All right. Good. All right. Well, whether you're just starting out your career, whether you're new, I think this particular topic is like very, very crucial, and there's like a lot to learn. And the truth is, you would always keep coming back here because getting data is like lifeblood. It's one of like the major things we do as data scientists. All right. So take this out. All right. So in this lab, we'll explore the basics of data collection and web scraping. In Python, we would I was in the last lecture, the morning lecture, and I saw that Mr. Tayo did a good job explaining all of these concepts. So I'm not just going to go over explanation again. I'll just quickly go to, let's start coding, right? All right, so firstly, so for introduction 6, yeah, data collection is the process of just gathering information. And we gather information from different sources. So he talked about databases, and he said you guys would consider this particular topic in the next class. So I'm just going to skip that. Then let's start from one short place where data scientists can always get data. So that is the kaggle.com/datasets website. So quick one. So I saw that people said they are new, some people said they've just started. So if you don't have a Kaggle account right now, on the chat, just give me, I don't have Kaggle or IDK, something like that. All right. So I don't. Okay, cool. All right. So if you know, okay, I'm waiting for other people. You don't know, okay? You don't have Kaggle. Oh wow, a lot. This is like 6 now. All right. All right, awesome. You can start. Okay. Who else? I'm waiting for other people. So if you don't have a Kaggle account right now, so I want you to go to www.kaggle.com and create an account right now, like right now. So what is Kaggle, right? You may be wondering, why is this man telling us to go and get a Kaggle account? So Kaggle is a website that hosts competitions for ML engineers and data scientists. It's a great place to find projects, to find learning materials, to find resources. And it's also a good place to get data, right? It's also a good place to get data. So like as you be getting your hands wet with all this data science concept and machine learning concepts, you would not, you will not use air, right? You use data. So everybody, if you don't have a Kaggle account right now, go and, so, let me just put here on the chat. So it is www.kaggle.com. If you don't have an account, it's actually to sign up. So on the sign up page, you can use Google to sign up, or you can sign in via Google, or you can sign in via right. Oh, I'm searching this. All right. So if you've created the account, we have to like move at a pretty fast pace. So you've created the account, quickly say hi, hello, or something. Just let me know you created the account.
All right, Ejiro.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I see people saying hi already. Awesome.
Okay. At first, we need to be sure that everyone has this notebook because it's a lab session, and
Okay.
it needs to code along. So Tejo has dropped the link to this notebook that Ejiro is working on in the lab in the chat. So you can click on the notebook and follow on as Ejiro goes through the notebook alongside with us.
Okay.
Yeah. So thanks for that, Shel. So I would really advise that you click on that link and make a copy of the notebook.
And make a copy. Yeah.
So make a copy, and so you can run the code at your own pace. For all of the information that is asking you to click on a link, you can already click on it from the notebook if you have it. You have to make sure that you're doing something in this lab, not just listening to him tell you about these things. All right, thank you so much.
Thanks for that, Shimon. Thanks for that, Teju. Yeah, that was needed. All right, a lot of people, I think about 5 people have said hi already. They've created their accounts. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, so like I said, Kaggle is a website. Sorry, hello? Hello? I thought someone wanted to say something. All right, well, so Kaggle is so how do we get data sets from Kaggle? Oh, thanks, you can hear me. So how do you get data sets from Kaggle? So when you go to this www.kaggle.com/datasets, you'll see this. So let me just go there, right? So this is it. This is the URL. So you see dataset. Then you can choose any dataset. So posted here are different datasets, right? So you can see this. This is CSV datasets. They have like different trending datasets. A lot of datasets. You can images, CSVs, and all of it, right? So you can come here, check education, come here. It's an exhaustive list. You can't exhaust the list, right? It's an inexhaustive list. So what you would do is how to download data sets here. So let's say I want to download a COVID data set, for example. So I'm just going to come here and say COVID, choose this. As I choose this COVID-19 data set. And all I have to do is to come here and click download. So when I download this, usually usually for say 20 MB, like it's going to download like as a zip folder, so just unzip it, or to download as a CSV file. So that's like the simplest way of downloading the assets from Kaggle. All right, it's very, very simple. So like I said here, you just come to download, you download it, and it's a very, very good option. But now, so there is usually a challenge, right? So let's say you have a data set that is, so this is 20 MB. Let's say you want to download a data set that is about, give or take, maybe 200 MB or 2 GB or thereabouts. Now, the idea that you have to like download it into your locally, then upload it into your model if you're using Colab, might be a bit stressful, right? Usually it's stressful, like you're doing a download and an upload, right? But Kaggle allows you, right, to access this website directly from your Jupyter Notebook. And now, in the last class, Mr. Tayo talked about using API calls. We talked about JSON files. We talked about API keys, rather, not API calls. Well, API calls and API keys, same. But so Kaggle allows you to use your JSON file to call the datasets API. And I'm just going to show you how to do that quickly. It doesn't require so much. So we want to so the first step is that we have to go to your Kaggle file, your Kaggle profile. So you go to your profile, then you go to account. Under account, you see this tab called API token. Now I know I can be very, very fast. So if along the line I run so fast and I leave you behind, just like pull me back, right? So let's continue. So you go from profile, accounts, API token. So let me show you how that works. So this is profile here. So you go to your profile, then you go to accounts. So it opens up this large page for you. Then because of I have created some tokens before, right? I have this expired token. And I'm sure, so wait, before we continue, is anybody here already? Because I know this like went really fast. I want you guys to follow along. So if you are here, if you want us to wait for you, just let me know. Check the chat, what's going on? Olatune said, yeah. Sorry, what does here mean? Okay, you are here already. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, all right, good. So what the next thing you do is you just click create new token. So the moment you click this, it automatically downloads a cargo.json file for you, right? It automatically downloads this cargo.json file. So what you will do is you come back to your Colab, if you're using Colab, all you just have to do now, want to upload this cargo.json file into our Colab. So the way to do that is we'll say from Google or Colab, import files, then you do files upload. So we would run this. Oh, this was. So we would run this, and you should see choose files here. So that JSON file you just downloaded, come here, click on it, then upload it. It would, so yeah, so this is done. This has been uploaded already. So the JSON file that just contains my username as a, don't mind the username. So this is my username and the API key, right? So now I looked at the curriculum and I saw that in the last class, we learned how to use command line. So you can also use command line on your Jupyter Notebook. The only thing, all you just need to add to the code is to add this exclamation mark, all right? So the first code, what we are trying to do here is, this first line is just saying, if there is any .cargo folder I have anywhere before, remove it, because I don't the two folders conflict, right? I don't want any issue. So I'm just telling, so this is just to remove any .cargo folder I had before. So this is now saying make directory. So make another folder named cargo this, make another cargo folder. Then I'm saying that JSON, this JSON file I just downloaded, I want to upload it. I want to move it rather into my cargo.json file. And now this code is just saying that I'm giving my notebook permission to use this cargo.json file in this folder. Right. And so when after we run this, I should not, let me try and separate this. Well, doesn't matter. But this last code here is just saying because of I have this my cargo.json folder now, automatically Cargo has some like already inbuilt data sets tied to your profile. So yours might be different from this. All right. So this is just saying run out the list of data sets that are connected to my Cargo profile already. So yours, so if you were maybe in a competition on Cargo before, chances are you would see the data sets of one of the this thing you were in, of one of the competitions you were in, or the competitions you are in. Right. When you do this, I think I have some charts. It's taking long to execute. Yes. Well, usually, so if you're using Colab, right, it would be your, please keep your API key safe. Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. Thanks. All right. Thank you. So yeah. So guys, always keep your API key safe. The best thing to do is like create a text file, an API.txt file, then write it with open code to like read it from there. All right. So security for security issues, and I'm streaming to the world. So yeah. So thank you for that. Yes, that's it. All right. So if you're here already, let me know. So I ran this already, but I'm just going to run it again. No. All right. Thing cannot remove no such file or directory. All right. So now one thing we can do is these data sets that we have here, these are like the references, this is the title, this is the size, this was the last time it was updated, and all of that information. So let's say, for example, you want to pick one of the data sets here. Let's say you want to use one of the data sets in this place, right? I already went ahead to like test all of this myself. So yeah, so all you just need to do is let me come here. So let's say, so I like this hotel price data of cities in India. So one thing you can do is you can come here, just copy this entire thing, copy it. Then let me take all of this out. So the code to download any of the data sets here is you do your exclamation mark cargo data sets download. Then the data set you want to use, just copy it, paste it here. All right, then run it. All right, so it has downloaded already. Now, how many of you have been able to do this? Like you go here and it works, and you are here with me right now. How many? Let me turn on my chats. Yeah, good. Chinedu, yeah, awesome, good work. So now, as you can see, it's downloaded as a zip file, right? It's zipped already. I am lost. I just joined. Oh, you joined late, I think. Well, so what we're talking, let me just do a quick recap. I think to benefit you and to benefit every other person too. So we're looking at data collections and web scraping. We are currently looking at how to get data from Cargo, right? So we already talked about how, let me just quickly go back. We already talked about how you can just go to, additionally, do you have a Cargo account? If you don't have a Cargo account, go and get one now. Like just go to www.cargo.com, get a website. But before you do that, okay, you have one. Awesome. All right. So one of the ways you can get data set generally is to go to cargo.com/datasets, then types. It has a search bar there, so you can search for any data set you want. So just go there. So we want this particular data sets. So we went there, then they have like a simple download button where you can just download the data sets, right? But in some cases where you don't necessarily want to download data sets, you want to call the data set directly from Colab into your notebook. So that's what we are talking about now. The first thing you have to do is to go to your profile. So I'm just doing a quick recap for everybody and my man too. You do it on your Kaggle account, go to your profile, then go to account, the account tab, then go to click API. If you move down a bit, you would see API token, create new API token. So just create the API token. When you create the API token, it downloads a cargo.json file for you. Now, after you do that, the next thing you would have is after you do that, you don't have to like upload that JSON file into your notebook. And to upload anything to your notebook, you use it from google.colab.com, import files, then files upload. All right, use this code here. All right, so this code just basically, so here what we are saying here is we are removing any cargo folder, we are creating a new cargo folder, then we're importing the cargo.json file we just uploaded rather into the cargo folder. Then we want to check out the list of data sets attached to this particular API key. So yeah, so I think that's like, I think I've brought you up to speed on what we are currently doing. So yes, so like I was saying before, so to download any of these data sets, you just come here. So if you're in a competition already, the data set will appear here, right? So you do cargo data sets download, then the name. So you just come here and look for the name of the data set. Then you do this, then it downloads for you automatically. Then after you do this, so now we want to import it, right? We want to unzip each other. So this file has been downloaded already. Right, so I will come here to my files. So this is it, right? So this is the zip file already. So I come here, I click copy path because I would need that. I want to unzip it, right? So Python allows you to unzip using the import zip file, using the zip file library module, library actually, using the zip file library. Then I assign a zip reference to it. So using zip file, I want to like open that file. I want to read the contents in that zip file. So this was what I was trying before. So but I think we don't need this again because it's not downloaded. So take it out. So you remember I just copied from a path, then I paste that here. Paste that here. So I'm telling you that extract everything you have from content from this thing. So this is my parents directory. This is what is inside that directory. So I'm saying extract everything you have into this. I want you to extract it into content, right? So if you are using your Jupyter notebook, for example, how many of you are joining this class locally? So you are using, instead of using Colab, you're using your Anaconda or a PyCharm or VS Code or any of your IDs. So if you're doing that, so go to the zip. So if you downloaded this, if this is downloaded, it would be in your Jupyter notebook directory, right? So just go there, click on it and copy the path. Copy. So one way to copy the path is if you're using, depending on the operating system you're using, you can just click properties, then you see the entire name, then you can get it from there if you're using Windows. For Mac, not done that before, but I think if you go, I think if you click on, if you right click on it, control click on it, you should see path there. So that's how to like get this entire thing. Or you could, if you don't want to unzip, you could just like unzip it properly on your with File Explorer or with WinRAR or any of these unzipping tools. Then use it here. Well, we want to do every. So the reason I'm doing this is because we want to do everything on Colab. We want to go outside Colab. So that's why we're doing all of this. And sometimes it makes sense to do everything in one environment. All right, so we're extracting everything in this place into content, then we are closing it. All right. So if you come here, you should see that, so it's a lot of data. So we have the Bangladesh CSV. So we've extracted all the CSV files. So this is everything here. All right, so let me just take this Bangladesh. From starts with E for Ejiro. Start with B. Let's just do Bangladesh. I am not pronouncing this correctly. This is Bangalore or something. Yeah. In case that offended anybody, I'm really sorry. It was not my intention. All right. So all you just have to do is copy path. Copy path. Then, so we want to see the files we just downloaded, right? I'm not sure everybody knows how to use Pandas already, but Pandas is a very powerful library we use in Python, especially in data science, for exploring and modifying and extracting information from data. So what you have to do is you import the Pandas library, import Pandas library as PD, then we assign it to it. We say we want to read it, so we write df. So df is we're assigning the whole Pandas PD.read CSV into this df. So take this out, paste this here. I just want to view, all right? So to view a data set is to say df.head. It's a method for viewing in Pandas. All right, so now you have your data sets right here in Colab. The only time you went outside of Colab was when you went to download the JSON file. So if anybody has gotten here, let me know. Give yourself a round of applause. You're a proper data scientist now. Anybody? And please, from every now and then, if someone can just turn on their mic, let me know that I'm not just talking to myself. So that at least I hear sounds. Oh, I have. Awesome. Great. Awesome. Awesome. This is good. This is good. All right. So I'm waiting for 2 other people to say I have. Right, because we have a lot to do. So I know I'm going pretty fast, but this material is already available, so you can always go back to it for references and all. And later in the chat, later in the class, you can ask questions if there's anything that's key, if there's anything you didn't get clearly. All right. While we're waiting for those 2 people, okay. Oh yeah, another person. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's say you were working on a competition, and that competition has this serious data. Like let's say it's 2 gig or thereabout, right? So Python, sorry, I said Python. Cargo allows you to download from a competition, to download data set from a competition. All you just have to do is write this command: !cargo competition download, then C, then the name of the download. Now, usually you would see this at the bottom of every competition. Right now, so I tried to download the data set for a particular competition, and it gave me the 403 forbidden error code telling me that I have not accepted the competition rules. I did not. So let me show you what that looks like. What that generally look like. Okay, I need this to go. Oh, sorry, I'm coming. So you could just go to competitions, right? So let's say we pick this competition. But first, to download any data set directly from the competition, you have to join the competition, right? So, and the beautiful thing with this cargo, and just everybody peep and look here. This is $50,000 for anyone that wins this competition. So let you know that in data space, people are eating good. So for everyone here that is learning data science or learning machine learning or any of the many fields in between, there's serious money here. You know, so what you just do is sorry. So when you go to the competition, you go to data. So this gives you like a pretty much an overview of what the data is. Then all you just have to do is come here, click it. Now, this when you click it, you have to join the. So now, as you can see, this is about 460 gig. Right now imagine you have the space and data to download all of this, right? Now imagine, so if you download it to your system and later on after that, sorry guys. Yatin is asking, please, if I may ask, what is supposed to be the outcome slash output of the competition? Well, so usually competitions help you find solution, and that process of finding solution, all the things you've been learning about command line. This class we are using command line, all right? So all the things you are learning, all the experiences you are getting competition, then there are also rewards. Your audio is bring. Can you hear me clearly? Hello? All right.
Yes,
All
you're
right.
it was breaking for a little bit.
What was the last thing you heard clearly so that I can start from there again?
We did not miss much. It was about you were talking about the competition.
Okay. All right. So basically, that's all on that, right? So say you join this competition, for example, downloading this data locally, then uploading back would be stressful. So all you just have to do is, based on, there are two conditions for this to work. One, you've gone to you're talking to your Jupyter notebook or Deep Note or wherever you're working, or whatever environment you're working on. Join the competition, and after you join, go to your just keep this out. Now, if obviously work because I've not joined the competition code. I've not joined the competition. You can go to the Kaggle documentation, Kaggle website, and check out. Another platform that offers something like Kaggle is Zindi. But the beautiful thing and what I love about Zindi is because Zindi is majorly African based, right? The data sets there, they are sets that relate to like African countries. We have the things going on generally in Africa, basically purely African data sets. Well, I think it's a mixture of both European and African data sets, but majorly African data sets. So it's also a platform that aims to accelerate Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh,
I can hear you.
I got disconnected.
Yes, I can.
All right. I'm so sorry, guys. I got disconnected before. Okay. All right. So I'm sharing my screen again. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Awesome. So the way to get like data set from Zindi is so I was saying something before. Just like we did for Kaggle, how many people here do not have a Zindi account? Can you go back 2 lines? Oh, sorry, guys. So well, I was talking about Zindi basically. So Zindi is a website for it's like data science. It's like Kaggle, but for Africa, like specifically for data sets created around Africans, right? So and in a way, it also has this like so the data sets you'll be working with on Zindi, they have like they are really, they are not dummy data. So it was years of research people that came together to research, and they want data scientists and machine learning engineers like you to bring out actionable insights from this data. So it usually has like this, there's a prize attached to it, right? So for example, right here on my screen, you can see this CGIRA Eyes on the Ground challenge. The prize money is $10,000. So people are currently enrolled. I'm also enrolled in that competition. You know, so that's so to download data from Zindi, all you have to do is the process to download it into your notebook is a bit long usually. So I don't stress anybody with that, but usually the simplest way is to just come. So on the tab for every competition, just go to the data tab. If you scroll down, you will see a download button for each of the data sets, then you can download them. Quick feedback. Did you guys get that? Awesome. All right. On the scale of 1 to 5, has the audio improved? So I think it has. Just want to be sure. 5. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So that's that on Zindi. Right. So the next place we'll be looking at is the Hugging Face Hub. So Hugging Face Hub is the it's a platform that has a lot of pre-trained models. It also has data sets, right? There is a word for it. It's skipping me right now. But generally, so you know what, I'm just going to like go to that website so that we can have a look. Also, to like get data sets from Hugging Face, you have to create an account on Hugging Face, right? So for folks here that are looking to perform NLP tasks, for folks here that are looking to do computer vision tasks, you want to explore this Hugging Face is like a very good place to start from when you're looking for data sets and pre-trained models, right? So this is the Hugging Face.co data set hub, right? So all you just have to do is come here. So if you check here, you see multimodal, right? So you can come here. So Hugging Face has so when you have an account, they would also create an API key for you. It's in the documentation. I attached it to the notebook itself. It's like a pretty long process. So I don't want to, because we need to go into web scraping, we need to do some other things in this course. But it's like very straightforward. That's why like I just left it out. It's very straightforward. Right. So yeah, so any data set you're looking for, computer vision data set, natural language processing data sets, audio data sets, tabular data sets. If you are looking to build the next LLM, so even the open LLM data set by Facebook is posted here. I think BERT and all the other models, they also posted here. I said, sorry, LLM model rather. So generally and you can also come here and look for data sets and enjoy yourself. So it's a very, very good place, especially, and it is especially good for computer vision tasks and natural language processing tasks. All right. I would have forced everybody to go and create an Hugging Face account. It's here, Hugging Face. Hey, see you. All right, but I think we should all do that, right? I think everybody should do that. I think so. I'm just going to give you the next 1 minute. So somebody's like, I know somebody's there thinking like, why am I just creating all these accounts? How many will I use? Don't worry, when you would have to use them, you'll be happy that you already have an account. So trust me. So just quickly. So and for folks, and this is particularly for folks that want to do. I have a Hugging Face account. Okay, Adepele, I don't even think you should be here. Okay, I'm joking. I'm joking. You should be here. But like you seem to have everything. It seems to like be abreast with everything that's going on in the industry. That's like pretty nice. Awesome. So if you don't have an Hugging Face account, everybody please go and get one. Get one. All right. So other data sources, they include Google dataset search. So from here it just opens a search bar. You can search for data sets, any kind you're looking for. The UCI machine learning repository, it's also a good place for machine learning data sets. Yahoo Finance, awesome place for getting stock information, financial data. So these links take you directly to the website, and you'll see how to like download it right there on the website, right? So these are like other sources you can get data sets from. This World Bank open data. If you go to this link, you click on it, you open it. Any of the data titles, just click on any of those ones. You'll see like a download button right there. There's a TensorFlow data sets. So TensorFlow has this TFDS that allows you to like import data sets directly from the TensorFlow library, right? So that's basically what this TensorFlow data set is all about. So that's the general idea of. So I'm just going to take like 1 minute to ask if there are like any questions as regards what we've done so far, so that because we are moving to something else. Okay, so this is 1:58. So let's say by 2 we move into web scraping. So I'm just going to give time for questions. I'm also going to give time for anybody that has any, maybe contribution or something. So anybody? I hope.
So we are getting to the parts, guys. We are getting to the parts where you will need this notebook to really follow along. So if you don't have the notebook before, now this is the time to also have the notebook opened at the same time be on the call. So I wish us the best as we're going ahead.
All right. So in 1 minute we'll be moving on from here. And yeah, all right. Hey. Hey. All right, so I think we can start. So guys, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
All right.
Can hear you.
Turn on my video. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think the video is better. All right, so I'm guessing my screen might be a little bit small, right? So I'm just going to try and increase the size so I don't know if this is too big. I'm going to try and increase the size. I think increasing the size should be better for everybody. All right, so web scraping. So in the lecture this morning, Taya talked about web scraping. He talked about how to get data from websites. He mentioned the request library. He mentioned tools you can use. So I'm not necessarily going to like talk on these explanations. All right, we'll just like go into what we want to do. So generally, web scraping is just getting data from websites. That's the major idea, right? So the objective of this web scraping lab is to, number one, would see how to like send HTTP requests to retrieve web content, or like we heard in the class this morning, web resource, right? We would learn how to pass content with Beautiful Soup. We also want to see how to like extract particular content from different HTML tags. We would see how to like how to handle issues like pagination, dynamic content. We'll also see how to like get images from websites. Then we'll talk about like RESTful APIs. We'll see how to like use RESTful APIs. And also another addition is just like the lecture this morning, we'll have a brief general overview on how to use regular expressions for passing and getting content, right? So it's not here, but we will do it down later. All right, so to perform a GET request from a website, right? We use the Python request library, right? This request library helps you to handle HTTP requests. So just like the name implies, request, it helps you to like ask questions or try to get data, try to ask things from HTTP documents, right? So to do that, you first have to like install the following libraries. One, you have to, so we are installing requests, and we are also installing Beautiful Soup, right? So Beautiful Soup is a library that helps you pass. And when I say pass, the word for it is it helps you explore HTML content. Basically, it helps you like it understands HTML content, then it can help you like get the particular files, the particular tags, the particular metadata, or the sources or the links that you need. So that's basically what Beautiful Soup is, right? So to do that, you have to install it first. I think there's a chart somewhere. This makes sense. Oh, okay. So what makes sense? Okay, the size. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, the size.
All right. So to do so you have to like install request and Beautiful Soup. So we'll run this. So, all right. So to get content from, say, a website, we do that by first. So now that you've installed request and Beautiful Soup, to get the content, basically, what we do is we use request first, just like ask the website to say, hey, come, give me your content, give me the things you have inside of you, right? So we do that. To do that, the first thing we do is we import requests. So you say import requests, right? After import requests, then you say URL, then you assign the URL to a variable, right? So in this case, I'm just saying, so I want to get data from the CNN website, right? So then to do that, I would just say, I would assign this CNN website to this URL. Then I'll come down. Then the response I want to get, I'm going to assign it to this response variable here. So by saying, you can use anything, all right? So just saying response equals to, so the requests that we imported already, dot get. So remember when he was talking about, I think APIs and HTML and getting HTTP content, he talked about like 5 particular methods they use. So you have guest, post, delete, patch, and all of all those ones, right? So this is basically it. So what this request does is that it sends a get request. It sends a get request, right? Okay, so yeah, Python is doing this thing, telling us what it means. So we say .get URL. So this URL is basically the URL here. So now, when he was also talking this morning, I remember him talking about the some error codes that you generally receive, right? So we want to see the status code. We want to see. So now remember, request has been assigned to response. So we are just printing out once print out the response status code, we are seeing a response. So together, as we say, response.status code _ status code, right? And we want to print the content of the entire website. So we'll just say response.content. This is just like an header to say this is what we are printing, right? So if you run this, so if you get a response code of 200, it means you can get the website allows you to get data from it. If you get a response code of 500, it means hey guys, you can't get data from it. I think there's 404. I think 44 means it's not that particular page is not available and stuff like that. So as you can see, these are like different. If we keep scrolling, this is like a lot of data and basically the HTML, CSS document of that particular website. But we don't need all of this, all right? So usually we'll just come here. Oh, sorry. We don't need everything. So we could just tell it, give us the first 500. So we just run an index here and say, give us the first, we could say, give us the, let's do this. So it just loads everything from the beginning, to like the first 500 characters. All right, so if you did this and it ran successfully, so now this is the thing. I want you to try on a different website. You don't have to use CNN.com. Try a different website. So say try, I think somebody was talking about ESPN this morning. Try something to ESPN. So I have chat. Oh, awesome. Yeah, it's working across board. Somebody mentioned something about scripting live commentary on ESPN this morning. So I actually went to check it out. But well, when we get there, right? So now we've been able to like get that entire. We have the entire. Are there use cases for response? Sorry, are there use cases for using response.text as against responsive content? No, not really. Not really actually. No, I don't think they are like use cases that differentiate. The two of them would give you the same thing, but I think there should be a major difference. You know what? So we are here, right? Let's try it. Got a 403 on ESPN. Yeah, you get a 403. So I was going to comment on this. So ESPN currently would not allow, it forbids web scraping. All right. So there are ways like go around it, but ESPN right now they are forbid. So I would love to have a conversation with the person that asked that question this morning. Like, what was the issue there particularly? Did you use the workaround? And when you use the workaround, what happened? All right. Well, so we are here, right? We are here. So let's do a print response.content. And let's see what happens. So who asked this question? Tunde, I want you to do it on your end. All right. I want you to do it on your end and let us see. Let's compare notes. So what is the difference? So this is just bringing the first, not the first, but like the opening, you know, let's do something. So I'm seeing a difference here, and I think the difference is the way content this thing outputs. So the difference here from what I can see. So for content, everything is on a single line. Well, text is like bringing everything like one after the other. Text like outline it.
Can I come in?
Sure, please.
Okay, so response.text, it gives you the content in Unicode. And as response.text and response.context to give you the response in bytes. So these are terms that we might not understand now. So it's just okay for us to move on from here.
Okay, sure. All right. So so next we're looking at how to pass this HTML. So we send a GET request to get the HTML document now. So now we want to pass it. We want to be able to like explore this content, right? Let's move on. So once you have the web page, you can use Beautiful Soup to pass it and like navigate through the HTML document. So what we do is we create an object called soup, then we pass the Beautiful Soup library into it. So it could be anything, right? But the general variable we use is soup, right? So you create soup, then you put Beautiful Soup inside. Then here we are using response of content. Then we are calling the HTML parser. Now, depending on, so I remember this morning also, we looked at some differences between HTML and XML pages, right? So depending on the page you are working on, right? So if it looks like an XML page, instead of using this HTML parser, you would use the LXML parser. Something like this, right? So there are different parsers for different like pages, right? So so after you do that, so we use this function prettify. So prettify is, so if you print soup directly, right? If you just do print soup, you will not necessarily, it looks all jumbled up and all. So prettify just helps us like arrange it properly. Just to prettify it, so just make it look presentable, basically. All right. So, I forgot to mention. So remember we installed Beautiful Soup 4. So we have to write this function. To use Beautiful Soup here, we have to write the whole from BS4 import Beautiful Soup. All right. So yes. So if you're following, yeah. So yeah. So this is basically it. This is basically it again. So what if so now this soup that we did here, what it has done for us now, it has taken the entire HTML content, parsed it, then everything is now a soup object, right? Now, remember in an HTML file code or what have you, they have different tags, right? So usually you have a title tag, the H1 tag, you have things like P for paragraphs, you have things like A for links, IMG for images. So an HTML document is basically, are we following? Yeah, I think so. Guys, let's give a response to the chats. Are we following? Like, am I going too far? Hello? Oh, yes. Awesome. Great. Awesome. All right. All right. All right. So now an HTML document contains like what's what now? Other we have different types. You will have a video component. You have a video component and all of that, right? So because of now we've passed everything with soup, beautiful soup, we can now take out those documents. We can now find those documents, or sorry, we can now find those tags in the documents. We can extract them. So the next task is we want to extract data. And the first thing we are trying to do is we want to extract the information about the H1 tag. All right. So it's obviously the header. All right. I want to go to the CNN website. So in the CNN website, so this is an ad page, right? Will anyone reach for Lawrence? Okay. So we should get something around here, right? Should get something around here. So let's run this script. So now remember I said everybody should like use a different website, right? So if you're using, so I don't think you should use CNN because I'm using CNN. You could try a different website. So if the website you're trying to use did not go, try a different website. Just keep exploring, right? So so the code for this is, so we do a find. So find basically just gives you the first occurrence of a tag, like the first time that particular tag appears, right? So we say header equals to soup.find h1. So now it can find h1 because okay, hold on. It can find h1 because all the HTML content in response, we've moved it into the soup object, right? So h1s, your h2s, everything they are inside the soup content, inside the soup object rather. So you come here, so we say header. So this could be any label. We're using header for so it can be readable, right? So header equals soup.find h1. Then we are printing out the header text. Then also want to find the A tags, like the links, right? So we want to find all the links and they are just in ref attributes. So we'll say links equals to soup.find all. Now, difference between find and find all. So find just finds like the first H1 tag or one of the H1 tags, but usually I think the first H1 tag, right? While find all would give you all the occurrence of a particular tag that you are looking for. So if it was the H4, so if I change it to H1, I don't want to change it. We are just going to, I will come here and create another code and run this again. So what this is doing is, so we are saying find all the H1 tags. So you're not saying, so what we're trying, we're not telling to do another thing. We're saying we're creating a for loop to say for every element in this link, because it's going to find all the H1 tags, right? All the A tags, right? For all the elements, do we know what the tag is? Oh, okay, yeah, true. So guys, do you know what the tag is? Yeah. Okay, so is there a function to get the int occurrence? Yes, you could do that, you know. So instead of using a for loop, you could use say enumerate. Right. Also, yeah, sure. I would explain what the tag is. I'll explain what the tag is. So just so to answer the question that asked, is there a function to find the end text? And so, well, you could try using an enumerate, right? Then the end number you're looking for, right? That particular index, you can use that. You can also you can use a for loop to tell you that when you get like the say a plus 27 or something, stop there another time. So yeah, it's possible to find it. Well, now, so coming back, what's an int? What is a tag? So tags are basically the names of elements in an HTML file. So let me come to this website. So for example, so this is the CNN.com website, right? Now, tags that appear, so usually the titles of, you can use reference point. Okay. All right. Olashun, I don't get what you're talking about right now, but let me just quickly say this and I'll come back to that. All right. So will anyone, so this particular line here is a header line, right? It's a header tag. So tags are general, so H1, H2, depending on H1, H2, H3, and all of those are header tags, they are title tags in HTML. So HTML has.
Sorry to button.
Sure, please. Go on.
Yeah, so we can just inspect this to make it clearer. We can inspect this page.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm sorry. I need to move this down a bit. All right. So, can you hear me? So, this particular HTML document, right? This is the HTML document for it, right? So, everything inside the HTML tag. So, this is the first HTML tag. Usually, you generally have one HTML tag per HTML. This header. So where is, so anytime I hover around it, you would see a green thing on it. So let's see. So this one is somewhere down. This is. So this is the body, right? So usually we have things like headers, the head, we have the body, we have divs. Right? So these things is a tag. So yeah, so it's running some. All right. So do we get the gist? Hello. Can you hear me? Is it breaking? 1, 2, 3.
It is clear.
I can hear you clearly, yeah.
Before this class, I specifically went to pray to the demo gods. And say, hey, please, while I'm doing this demo today, while we're having this lab today, please just them, but they've been trying their best so far. So if you're like any challenge, you guys should like take. All right. So find. So we have an error. Object has no attribute text. It definitely has an attribute text. Sorry, I'm just going to try some. Hold on. it is because for this our CNN document, there's no header actually. So that's why I returned that. So there's no like H. So let's try. Let's change this. Let's see. All right, it has an H2, so it has several H2 headers. It doesn't just have like a H1 header. Oh, so will anyone? So we saw that here. So this is it, right? So we saw that here. So I thought it was like an H1 tag. So it's the H2 tag. All right. All right. So so far, any question? No head.
Sorry, hi.
Also, Victor Bass is asking. Yeah, good afternoon. Sorry. Let me just answer.
Okay.
So let me just quickly answer this question. So it is not showing the H1 tag because this CNN website did not have an H1 tag. Right? That's why it came out as none. So but when I asked for print text, because there was no text, so it's like there's no text object right there in the soup. Do you get? Well, for documents, for websites, HTML documents that have H1 tags, it will print out the H1 tag. All right. So so you can go on your questions. Someone was about to say something.
Okay, so I just wanted to, I don't know if you could scroll up a bit. The part where you went to check for the H1 or H2. I don't have that in my output though.
What? So wait, hold on.
Yeah, this all the texts that you have here, it's not like that for mine.
Okay, you know what? Let's do something quickly. Share your screen. Let me see.
Okay.
Shion, please, can you allow her share her screen, please? Let's just see what you have.
Okay, sorry.
So what's the name, please?
Yetunde.
All right, Yetunde. So Yetunde, you can share your screen now.
I think I have to stop sharing, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Miss, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, so this was what I ran before the H2 find, but I don't have that text in my results, the list of text that you have in yours, and I scrolled. Oh, is this it?
This is it.
Oh, I've been scrolling through for some time. Okay.
Oh, sure. So you know it's quite a lot. So I'm sure you are using the other scroll button. If you remember in the first when we did the request.get, I just said the first 500, right? Because there's like that. If you can look at CNN.com, it's a lot. There are a lot of things going on there. Do you get? So we don't need all of this. Do you get? So and Jupyter Notebook is kind enough to just compress everything. And if you want to go over it by yourself, it gives you like another scroll button. So do that. Well, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So can you stop sharing so we can go back to the class?
Sorry, just 1 second.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Where was I? Oh, I have to now share my screen again. So it's once out. All right. All right. So we've done this, right? So let me go to the chat. Something I want to try. So quickly, everybody, if it's possible. So given this code that you have here, right? Header equals to soup, given this that you have here, right? So I want everybody to like do a find of coming on. Sean, do you have any idea, anything they can quickly just find now? Say a p tag, for example, a paragraph tag. So so using this on your own, just like create another code block under it, then a p tag, and or
Can you teach us how to create another cell?
So okay, to create another cell, all you just come here. It's supposed to show here, but if it's not showing on your own, oh, I'm still at okay, hold on. Come to the last place, you'll see this plus code, or you could just come here and click code here, so it will insert the code cell below. Or you could just put it in the chat. I use the Premier League website, has the H1 side. Good. Same. Samuel and Adekone. Sure you guys have FA. Please print yourself. Or just let's quickly just try that. Like so the paragraph tags. Let's do just try and find the first one first. All right, I'm waiting. If you've done, just say.
So, Ejiro, can you please show us the code? Can you show us the code sample so we can copy from you?
Why not?
I'm referring to that of the header you did, so we can just check the screen also. Imitate it.
I purposely left that place so that people will not copy. I'm not going to flash it. I'm going to bring it up, bring it out. I'll be flashing it.
All right. Okay.
Please no, just keep it for please.
We have Peter.
Peter said, "Don't." All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. Something like possible. What did the output look like?
So Peter, you can unmute and speak. Now you just want to tell us what the outputs look like.
No,
why we are waiting for this.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Are you willing to share your screen?
Yeah, I can.
All right, let me make you a host and so you can share your screen now so others can learn from you.
So also, if anybody has done this already, all right, send all 20 tags. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So you use the find all. All right. Well,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Keyboard.
This is most likely because a paragraph is a block of text, and at the below you have to click the show all button.
At the below,
so
you
that's
have
why you
show
have
all. Yeah.
so that's why you have a lot of show alls.
So one thing you can do, one thing you guys can try out nice, instead of using CNN, you can just any websites.
Can I end it now?
Yeah, you can stop sharing. Oh, that was good. All right, let's move. All right, so now usually, right, there are some pages that, like the CNN website, for example. The reason why I chose both was because these are pages that you generally have more than one. These are websites that have more than one page, right? So if you want to get data from, like, say, maybe 1 or 2, 3, 4 pages at the same time, right? Say, so this is, all right. So what you are saying is you are sorry guys, just give me a minute. So where was I? So how do you handle this, right? What you do is in the HTML document, when you are specifying the URL, right? So we are saying base underscore URL equals to HTTPS. We specify, we just give a range, not necessarily a range, just tell the page equals to an open distance set, right? So you're just saying, just open it up. Then we come here, we write a for loop to say, for page norm in range 1 to 6, right? Then we are saying this page URL, the base URL, page URL equals to the base URL dot format this page norm. So this page norm is a range of numbers from 1 to 6, right? So you run your .get response. The way you would run your .get, you run it and you get, and that's how you get all the values you want. So now so the task for this particular class is that, so I want you guys to get like all the H2s and paragraphs from 6 pages. So because if you look here now, we are only passing, we did not pass anything. We are just only getting the HTML documents from CNN from page 1 to 6, right? So I want you guys like quickly on that, like come here, create a code block on how to like get the paragraphs, or no, let's not say paragraphs, let's say links from all the pages, from this 1 to 6 pages. So that's part of the assignment, right? I think I should just write it here. So I don't think we have all the time to do that right now.
We'll be writing the output to a .txt file.
No, we don't need, I don't need just the code, the code that works.
All right, boss.
All right, you are my boss. All right, so usually, right, as much as we like getting text data, as much as we like getting like headers, titles, and all of this, one of the things you generally want to scrape the website for is for pictures, right? So you say you were training a machine learning model now, and you needed custom data you would not necessarily see anywhere, right? So one way to do that is you would need images, right? So you could go on Cargo, you could go on all these other data sources I mentioned, you would get data from there. But let's say you want to get pictures from a particular website, right? Oh, sorry. Let's say you want to get pictures from a particular website, right? So Beautiful Soup, the response, like the request library, allows you to do that. Now, the only thing, so okay, let me just run through this code, right? So first we import OS. The reason why we're importing OS is because we want to download. We are downloading, so we need to like tell this thing Python that hey, come, I want to give you access, and I want to be able to like create a folder, download it locally on my own device or the environment I'm working on, right? So we say, so we call out the URL. So I want to download house images of apartment, bedrooms, and all of that, right? So propertypro.ng, they have like this web distance. We have, okay. So after you do that, you assign a request.get URL into response, the way we've been doing it, right? Then we say, for the response, so we use the response status code as a condition to see whether we can get content from this website or not. So if you see, we are saying if the response of status code equals 200, that means if we are allowed to do this, right, get the website. Let me just scroll down a bit. Else, so if you can't, so this just like touch whether this just like, so in case, because if you don't do this else, if you don't make this condition, if you run this code, you may not know the reason why your code is not running, why you can't get why you can't get data from this website, right? So, so we do this. So we come here, we create another else statement to say, oh, you the response code is anything other than 200. So it could be 400, it could be 404, it could be 500, whatever, right? So now let's go into the meat of it. Let's go into the meat of it, right? Now, so the first thing we do is, in our if statement, we create an image folder. We create the name for an image folder, right? So say image folder equals to images. Then we say, then to create the folder, I say this, we are just assigning a name, right? Now to create the folder itself, we say os.make directory image folder, like so this name. Then we do it exist okay equals to let it be there. It's like doing when you do in place, basically, right? Now, so after you do that, now in HTML documents, images are usually attached to the img tag. So you see the way headers are attached to the H1, H2, and all that, P is attached to paragraphs, A, links. For images, we use the img, right? Now, so you tell Beautiful Soup to find all the image tags, right? Now, so this particular part is usually dependent on the website you are scraping from, but generally it works across board. Now let me explain it. All right. So we're writing a for loop to say for every element in the image tag that Beautiful Soup has gotten for us, right? We are. So you know what? Let me come here. Let me come back to Let's go to Property Pro. Let's go to Property Pro. So, please, if you can hear me, just I can't see the chats right now. So if you can hear me, just say hello, hi.
Thank you. That's why I'm here for you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, clearly.
All right. All right, good. So so remember this is this is the HTML code for this particular website, right? So as you can see here, this is the image tag, img. All right. Now the image tag has other things inside. There's a word for it, but for now I'm just putting things, right? So it has other parameters. Well, we could call it parameters, whatever, right? So it has, so here we have height, width, style. Actually, I need to be able to explain this. All right, so So inside it, we have height, width, style, SRC. Now, this SRC, it means source. It generally means where the content of the picture is, like the main picture itself, right? So these are just like stylings for this particular picture. We want the height to be 1, we want the width to be 1, we want the display to be none. Well, like where these are like add-ons and decorations for this particular source, right? So where this particular image is listed in source. So that's why because we can't enter source directly, right? To enter source, you have to enter image. You have to take the image tag, right? After you take the image tag, then because we want to get the images, we're not concerned with all these other parameters. We want to download the image directly, right? So you come here and we are looking for source. So that's what this particular is talking about. So the image URL itself, where the image is located, is in the source of the image. So quick one. Are we clear on this? Like to this? Very well. All right. All right. So now, let me go back there. Now, as you can see, this source starts with HTTPS. So it's a location somewhere on the web, that particular picture, right? It's a location somewhere. So in our code, we are saying, hey, if it starts with this particular HTTPS, then we get because that's the only way we can download it. I remember when Ty was talking about APIs, web content, like was talking about the whole HTML thing. He mentioned something about there are some pages you can't access on the internet, not because they are not just, they've made them to not be accessible, right? So usually I don't think I have best explanation for this, right? But usually what we really want to do here is we want to say for files, because we know files that start with HTTP are files we can generally download most of the time. So we're just saying all the images that start with HTTP, pick them out, and those are the things we'll download. Do you get? So we are saying image equals to URL plus image URL. So this is now the URL we have here with our image URL. Then we are saying image response gets the image URL. So this is download that data for us, right? So this .get is now saying download it for us. Then, so remember we created a folder here. So what this is saying is just all that folder I created here, I want to read it into all the pictures I'm downloading, right? Sorry, I said folder. All the pictures I'm downloading, I want you to read it into the folder I just created. That's like the long and I don't know why I'm saying long and short, but that's like the full summary of what it is. So we are saying, so open the OS path joint, open this image folder, right? Then when you open it, read and write the content of this image response into it. So store it there. That's basically what it's saying. So I also said I want to get all the tags, the key tags, the H1 tags, the spans, the div classes, just get everything, append them together. So this was like, this was like
So it seems as if network kicked Ejiro out of the call. So let's continue playing around with the notebook while we wait for Ejiro to join the call back. So if you have been on the call, I've been joining and following the lecture up till now, can you unmute and speak about one or two things you've picked from this class or the challenges you've encountered? If no one is speaking, I'll call names. I don't know if you want me to do that. And let's make sure to fill the feedback forms and the attendance form. This is necessary. Let me know if you can hear me. I don't know if I'm being heard. Can you hear me clearly? Okay, since you can hear me, let's start from Samuel. Samuel, can you unmute your mic and speak?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. So, what have you learned so far?
Yeah, I didn't use the CNN URL. I used the Premier League URL, which Miana Dekule used the same. So,
I don't know why you chose Premier League sports guys. Yeah, I don't know. You want to use it for correct score and none of that.
No. That can't be possible now.
Okay, all right.
So far, I've been following. Though this is my first web scraping class, so I've been following bit by bit. So I'll be able to grasp the little I can grasp on and come back to it later.
Hello.
All right. Are you familiar? Okay, yeah, we have Ejiro back.
Okay.
Myself and Samuel.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I thought the demo got to allow me to do. It just cuts me off. Like, I think my internet is back on now.
Okay, you're a host now, so you can continue. Well, let me conclude this conversation with Samuel.
Okay, sure.
Okay, Samuel, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, so you say you use the Premier League website.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with HTML before now? Or CSS?
No.
Or which?
No,
okay, and that makes.
I've just been doing Python also. Just Python.
Okay, it makes sense that without HTML background, yes, you still get to pick a lot of things from this class. We should give kudos to Ejiro for doing justice to web scraping and data collection. So let Ejiro let me continue his class. I'll turn off my mic now. Thank you, Samuel.
So sorry, I don't know how to say this, but but what was the conversation about?
Okay, okay. Samuel was telling us what he learned while you were teaching, and he mentioned that he used the Premier League website instead of CNN, and I made a joke about him wanting to is why Premier League interested him, and so we just went on with that. And he mentioned that even without HTML background, he was able to pick a lot of things from your class. So, in conclusion, we're just giving kudos to you, as we should.
That's nice.
Well done, boss.
Well, thank you, guys. All right. So I know the network went off when I was talking about. So can you guys help me? Where did I go off?
I think we're talking about downloading the images from the links that you scraped.
Okay. So I think that was when I was talking about. I was on the Property Pro website. So I was saying the image on the Property Pro website, right? It's what's the word now? The image. So in HTML documents, we've talked about tags already. Now, images are generally located in the IMG tag, so the image tag, right? Then usually in the image tag has like some other decorators and things like style the image, right? But the main file itself, the main image document is usually located in the RC tag inside the image tag, right? So SRC, not RC, SRC. So this SRC tag, it's usually accompanied with an HTTPS or HTTP file. So it's always somewhere on the internet. Like you have to host it somewhere, right? So that's where you can like that. So we want to pick out this particular source and get the image from this particular source. Now, remember we are using the .get, and now the .get library. Sorry, I said .get. The request library. The request library is used for getting content from HTTP websites, used for getting resources from HTTP pages generally. Right. So that's what we want to do. We want to get it from this particular place. So this is what we're actually looking for. But now we can't start going over all the all the webs, all the all the images on this particular place, right? So that's why we did a find all the IMG tags there and get their SRC file. Awesome. Guys, I forgive my stammering. Sometimes it can just be long, it can be overwhelming sometimes.
We are enjoying it. It's part of the lecture.
All right. So yeah, so that's basically that. So I have to like go from the beginning again and like import some things because while I went off, my collab had to reconnect. So let me just go and install this again. Let me just run this again. Also just run this again. I think if I run those two, I am pretty good to go. Yeah. Okay, everything is inside soup now, so yeah, so I think we can run this. So how many of you tried to run this and how did it go? Hello? Hello? It's not 10 minutes what has gone off again. Hello? Can anybody hear me? Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, okay, awesome. Sorry, any other person? Samuel, Yetunde, Fonto. Can you guys hear me? Let me take that as a yes. Okay, so I'm just going to turn off my video because I think it's usually better like that.
Before you progress, can you please make me a host? My network knocked me out now.
Oh, okay. So I come here. Right? So I've made
Yes,
you.
boss.
I've made you a host. All right. So I was asking a question, right? If you run this particular code, let me. How did it come out for you? What was the output? Nobody has responded yet. So now, I ran my own and it worked well. So as you can, so it worked well. But since an image, right? Let me just. Since an image, it will be here. So images, right? It is here. So as you can see, these are like the images on that website. So like some of the images on the front page, right? So let's look at this. If I download this one, so it's an SVG image. Oh, so this is the Google Play image on their website. Let's see what this. I saw something. So vendor category. Let's see what this is. So I think Samuel also, you said you were using the Premier League website. So try the Premier League website. Let's see what it's download and let me know. Okay, so this is what it downloaded. So yeah. So yeah. All right. Bedroom. Bedroom. Let's look at this. Okay. So this is an image of a house, right? Okay, so yeah. All right.
Okay,
all right.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I just use the Premier League website and I have the images.
You have the images, nice.
Cool. But it's been mixed with this property.ng website image. I thought maybe it would be separated, but it's been mixed. The PL logo and the PL main logo, but it's been mixed with the first images we saved.
Wait, did you run this first? You ran this first, right?
Yeah, okay, I ran this first. Yeah,
automatically it would create this, it would download this and create this folder, download everything inside it. So if you just come and change this, what it will just do is just re-download everything from here, everything from your new URL into this images folder. So it's nothing to worry about. Well, if you can share your screen.
That means if I want to change the folder, it's just for me to change the name from images to something else, right?
Something else, so that it will be a different folder. Okay. Or you disconnect your runtime, you clear, so that this particular image, you can go into your collab here and you can delete this folder. All right, so delete it out. But usually if you want to delete it, collab will tell you that it's still in action, you don't want to delete it. So maybe just disconnect your runtime, restart from the beginning so you don't have anything, then you start afresh. Or create a new image, create a new folder. Do you get?
I'm going to create a new folder.
Awesome.
All right, so Ejiro, we are some minutes past 3, sorry. So how many minutes will you be needing to conclude the class?
So say in the next 10 minutes, we can be done. I'm just going to run through this because I know Tyod had done justice to this in the morning. He spent time talking about RESTful APIs. And I remember in that class, he showed how to get a GitHub API, like how to use the GitHub API to get information about the profile, right? So please just refer to that class. And there was something important that was said in that class, right? And it's that usually APIs for different websites, different companies, they vary from each other. There's a general format, but generally they vary, like the style, how you would call them vary. Yeah. But the main thing to do, so the best way to retrieve, so the idea for this class was we're going to use the open weather map API to retrieve weather data, right? So up until the last time I used this website, this the open weather map API, it was basically freemium, right? It was basically freemium. You could use it. But right now, I think everybody, so even Google Maps API, the Twitter API, you have to pay for it, right? It's only GitHub you don't necessarily have to pay for. So Open Weather Map API, they've upgraded it, so it's no longer the 2.5 now. It's now like 3.0. And the basic version, you have to put your credit card and pay for it, right? So, and it's not as if we can't pay for it, right? Well, I just ignored that. I was like, there's no need for all of that.
Well, in this class, we've used the Cargo API.
So yeah, we've seen how to use the Cargo API, right? So that pretty much covers it. So let me just run through this. So this was something else. So I'd prepared the material already. You need to see that you had to pay for it, right? So now let me just run through it. So if you want to use the Open Weather Map API, all you need to do is just go to the openweathermap.org. You have to create an account to them. So you remember like Cargo, you have to create an account. For Google also, you have to create a Google Console account, right? Then go to the API tab on your profile, then copy the default API, right? When you copy that default API key, so API keys are generally keys. They open doors for you. They allow you tell the server that, hey, I want this information, and the server gives you because you have that key. It's like an access code. Again. So to do that, so we are going to use we are going to use our request library. This is for getting resources from the URL, right? And because of this Open Weather Map, they send JSON files, right? So Python has a library that covers that. And I remember what I was talking about this morning. So it uses the import. So we just import JSON. So you specify the key, we specify the we specify the name of the city we want, right? Then we write an API URL. So we are saying, so the API URL so if you go to their website, their documentation, all of this is right there. Right? All of this is right there. It's a one API call. So if you want to tweak it, it's from here you tweak it. All right. So that's that. So if you can see, there's still the error message. Please note that using require this episode subscription, yada, and all of that. So usually, any API you want to call for, any API you want to use, it will usually require that you pay for it, or you create an account or something. So just follow that due process. Go to the documentation, check it out, and you are generally good to go. So also, I was also trying to use Google custom search API engine, right? It worked, right? But the process is a bit, I think we can go over it in this class. So all you need to do is this. So you have to go to Google search. Sorry guys, can you hear me? Okay. You're a boss now. All right. So to use the Google custom, let me just type it here. Google search engine API. So these are API we use to get images, right? So it's the Google search API. So all you just need to do is go to this website, click, copy this Google search engine API, paste it on Google, and it will take you to like the main site itself. You log in with your, what's the word now? You have to log in with your, I don't know if we have time. I'm just going to use my mouth to run through this, guys. We're just going to use, you log into your Google account. It uses your Google account. So you log into your Google account. You'll see a place where it says, it tells you to generate API key. You'll see a place where it tells you to generate search engine ID. Then when you generate that, all you just need to do is to construct your request, your API requests to do this. So I have disabled these keys and this search engine. So I don't think you'll be able to use them. Well, so the query I want here is images of Donald Trump. Let me just take this out. Let's say images of dogs. So this is a search query. So this is basically what I'm trying to do here is generally, if you go on Google, for example, and say images of dogs, all right, it takes you to the images, this part generally, all right? So we want to like just write a line of a query that will download all these images locally for us. That's basically what we want to do. But to do this, generally, I would advise that you use the Google Search Engine API. All right. Because of our time, but you have the code there, right? So just get your API key and search engine ID, the query, then you write the URL. So the URL will contain your query, to contain your search engine ID, and to contain your your API key. Then the search type is image, right? So when you run this, everything is stored in. So the URL is going to be stored in your request object. So you do your response object. So that response object has the request.get URL inside, right? So the data is going to be stored. It's going to be a JSON file, right? We are saying data. We are passing it into JSON. So we are saying data equals to response.json. Then this basically means we are print. So remember I told you every image is stored somewhere on the internet, right? It has a location. So we are trying to like, so this here is just saying separate the link from the images. Give me the link and also give me the image, right? So this was when I was testing it out. If you come here, it will give you the image of Donald Trump, and it has saved it already. So let's, let me run this. Let me just run this. So if you come here, oh, okay, sorry. So this one just basically prints out the link to the images, right? While this here, we are now like downloading the images. So why did anybody correct me? Right? So here in this particular place, we did not specify a download location. Right? There was no download location specified here, so it can't download it. Right? It was in the next. Here we are now specifying a download. So we are saying output directory. So do you remember how we made directory? So os.make directory, then the name of the directory itself, then exists okay equals true. It feels silent. Can you guys hear me? It feels to be silent. I hope I'm being heard.
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. All right. So basically here we are saying for all the items in data, so data is the JSON file that is containing everything we've passed from this query, right? For all the items in data, so we are doing an enumerate. Enumerate would just basically give an index to every of all those files, right? And we are saying, here we are saying for the image URL, let it be the item and the link. So because we are enumerating them, right? So enumeration basically takes a list, like or an iterable dictionary, whatever, then puts an index to it. So we are saying the image URL for the image URL is the link of every item, right? The link for every item. That's what this line is saying. Then we are getting an image response from that URL itself. So remember what I was saying earlier on, that every image is located somewhere on the internet. So the link is basically that HTTPS dot something website. So for example, like all the images of dogs we wanted here, this is where they were stored, right? So this first step is just showing us where they were stored. So now we want to access these links directly to download from these links. You get? So that's basically what we are doing here now. So we are getting the image. We want to get the resource from those images, the image URL, right? Then we are creating an image extension. We are doing .split. So usually the names come, so this is just from experience, right? The names will come out all jumbled up and all of that. So you want to like split them, you want to split it with dots. So after the .jpg, every writing after it should get out, right? Remember, so that's basically what we are doing. We want to take everything to .jpg or .png or dots or whatever format, because usually they can come out like, so after the .jpg, they'll be like order equals to something attached to it. So we don't want any of that, right? So then we are specifying a path name that for all these images, they should come to bring them to the output directory we've mentioned, then put an index, the image extension added to it. So then we are opening our file. Then when it opens our file, when it opens the image file, we want it to read it, download. We want a response that says download, then print, then so that we can see. So quick one. I'm sure everybody has, like, if you have a copy of this note, you have this API key and this search engine ID. After this class, it would not be available again, right? So I want everybody to change these cat images, like use another thing, then run this and let's see what happens. This is the error. No source direction. Oh, I have to disconnect and clear. Well, hello guys. How's it been on your end? I said 10 minutes. Really can't be on 10 minutes. Hello?
Yeah, where we too.
Okay. Samuel, you were not talking before. Did you try me with Ronaldo pictures or APO pictures and let's see. While you're doing that, let me just try and figure out.
Okay, I'm trying it now.
Yeah, you said?
I'm trying it now.
Okay, okay.
All right.
Oh, that's the same. So how did it go? Hello, how did it go, Summer?
I'm still on it. I did a mistake, so I'm trying to correct it now, please.
Okay. Any other person? Okay. So that must
It's showing back an error. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It says API is not defined. Okay, wait, I think it's
API is not defined.
Wait, maybe the error is from my end. Let me fix it. Okay, successful.
Oh, awesome. I
Yeah.
think that's around this first. So the issue I'm having with mine right now is there are two folders that are conflicting with each other, right? But on the normal day, this should run. I don't want to like disconnect and run again. I don't want to start running from the beginning. Okay, Peter only said it worked. Awesome. Okay, now this year, good reassurance for me, right? So yeah, good, awesome.
So we have Chinedu too.
All right, so we can't really touch on this right now, right? So the dealing with dynamic content, right? So dynamic content so for example, if you come to this HTML, this CNN website, for example, the headline here today will not be the headline here tomorrow, right? It would always change. So that's basically what the dynamic content is, right? Website that, so for example, if you want to get the website, if you want to scrape it out from a weather website, for example, the weather content of today will be different from tomorrow and on like that, right? So usually we'll deal with that using Selenium, right? It's a very powerful tool that helps us deal with. So it helps. So Beautiful Soup and HTTP request library, they can't necessarily use the find by ID or find by, they can't necessarily find things by ID. Now, when you say ID, I mean in the HTML document itself, right? There are some what's the word now? There are some components. So, for example, let's say I build a HTML website and I'm using Bootstrap, or I'm using got images of Okucha. Awesome. People are dropping. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. So we have to call it a day here. So sorry, guys. We have to call it a day here, but I think there will be some sort of communication on so we would continue this, but since you have the notes, go through it. There's a lot there on regular expression and just dealing with dynamic content. So the tax for the tax is so two tax. I think I gave one earlier. Someone should remind me. Let me just talk about the second one. So the second one is you have to like create, you have to what's the word now? Sorry. Let me stop sharing my screen. For the second tax, you would be I'm sure. Can you help me just wrap up? While I'm getting the tax for today.
Okay, please. I have a question, please. Are you there?
Oh, sure. Go on, please.
Okay. I was scrolling down and I saw that you were trying to go through the African ESPN.com website, and
yeah,
you actually did some installment, which I did also. And when I run the second code cell from Selenium import WebDriver, and the fourth line of the code from WebDriver manager.chrome import Chrome driver manager, and it's throwing back an error.
Wait, hold on. Where are you?
Just scroll down where you actually trying to scrape the ESPN website.
Okay.
Okay.
Ejiro, can you, before concluding the class, briefly introduce Selenium to us? So I think we need to also know that we need to download WebDriver, which must be the version of our Chrome, and that's a lot of things.
Oh, okay. All right. I know I'm no longer sharing my screen, so let me just do that. All right. So Selenium, oh Jesus. Selenium is a tool for you're creating scripts that you can use to automate between websites. What am I saying? It's a tool that will help you like get content from dynamic websites, basically, right? You can use it to automate browser actions. So for example, let's say you have a form and you want to like fill out, you want to tick maybe a long form and you want to tick all the option C's, or you want to iterate between options. You can use Selenium for that. Let's say you want to click buttons. Let's say you want to, do you have content like images and videos, for example, on a website? And or like the use case Samuel talked about, you want to get commentaries, and commentaries, they happen like on the go, all right? So those kind of things that if you come back in the next 3 minutes, they won't be there again. But you want to just find where that component is and just be getting all the content from that particular component. Selenium allows you to do that, right? And to use Selenium, you have to like install Selenium first. Now, usually when you are working with Selenium on Chrome, there are generally issues with the WebDriver, right, with the web manager. So it's all so if you come here and all of this here, so this is basically a Chrome problem. If you are using Internet Explorer, you won't have these issues, right? So, but usually everybody uses Chrome. So for some Chrome versions, depending on the Chrome version you are using, you may not need any of all of these codes. Apart from this, yeah, you don't need any of all this. In fact, I think I did this twice. So this WebDriver just allows it. These are some restrictions Selenium has. So it's just allowing it to pass so that you can run Selenium, basically, right? So I don't know, Sean, I think that answers that. And to Samuel, so the problem is not necessarily with Selenium for what we are doing. So if you go to this Africa.espn, or use a VPN to go to ESPN directly, ESPN does not allow live commentary again on their websites. I don't know if you check that out. So they are somewhat they don't want people to like scrape data from their website on some. I think somebody tried earlier and there was the whole no. You can like get resources from the ESPN website. So that's out on that. It's not necessarily the code you are running. So I was going to ask you before when we go here that what was the issue there? What was your main issue with it? So I don't know if you can elaborate on that. But I think the issue is that ESPN doesn't just allow scraping anymore. Hello?
So if I'm with you, if I want to use the Selenium Selenium scraper, I will have to download the Chrome driver manager. Is that what you're saying? The web driver? Can you hear me?
Yes, you need to download it.
Okay,
you need a version.
Can you guide me on how to download it, please?
Oh, you can just type it in Google. You need to download the WebDriver for Chrome, and at first you need to check the version of your Chrome browser. And I need to also let you know that Selenium is not restricted to Chrome. You can also use Microsoft Edge. You can also use Mozilla Firefox.
Sorry guys,
I think my network went off.
Okay. I'm using Microsoft Explorer.
One of the best websites to use Selenium is, well, Chrome works very well, but one that works very well is Firefox.
Okay, you said it's using Explorer. I don't think Selenium works with Explorer. I'm not sure, but you can use it with Edge, Microsoft Edge. You can use Chrome and also Mozilla Firefox.
Okay, thank you.
So a good thing you can do is you can go to the Selenium documentation and read through. I'm sure there'll be guidance for you there. Okay, there's a question in the chat that's saying, what is Selenium used for? And also the usefulness of the WebDriver. Okay, as Ejiro has mentioned, Selenium is useful to engage dynamic websites. For instance, if you are engaging a website that needs you to log in first, like you, for example, if you want to engage, I don't know if you can engage Twitter directly now, or when you need to engage a website like Twitter, which requires you to log in first. You can't use Beautiful Soup because Beautiful Soup does not allow you to click on buttons like login, sign up. So you need a tool like Selenium that can also click buttons. And when you are scraping for text or images or videos, or let's say text that needs C-Hall, like I don't know if it was Samuel that saw C-Hall at the Premier League website. You need to click on C-Hall before you can collect the text on that website. So you need to click a button there, which Beautiful Soup does not enable. So you need a tool like Selenium, which can click a button and also aid you in scraping whichever data or resource you are in need of. I don't know if I've answered your question. Ejiro, are you there?
I was talking. I did not know I was muted.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
All right. Well. So I think you answered that question beautifully, right? I think you answered that question beautifully. So it helps you define methods to like click, to maybe move, to click next button and stuff like fill forms and stuff. So yeah, that's basically it. I think we have to stop here for this class. So for the task, the quiz, there's supposed to be a quiz, but there's no time for that anymore. So, but for the task is to run a script that downloads. Hold on, guys.
I think this is a thing you can communicate through the Discord channel.
Oh yeah, we can communicate through Discord, yeah. So, but generally, what I wanted people to do was just to get this thing, like all these things we've done here, right? So I want you to like get the website, get all the HP documents, get all the H1 documents from it, get all the images from it. In fact, go as far as getting videos, right? So go to YouTube allows you to scrape their websites, right? So just go to YouTube. So you look for a particular channel and scrape content from a particular channel. I don't need to download the images of the channel, just the title of that is the task. So yeah, and so I think I'll leave it to Olasho to like discuss when to submit and all of that.
Okay, you would explain, you would drop the instructions and maybe provide sample codes for us in the Discord channel during the week.
All right.
Okay.
Will you be kind enough to do that for us?
It depends. If you bribe me, no, I will do that. I'm joking.
Can you hear me?
We already bribed you. Okay,
yeah,
we can hear you somewhere.
Okay, please. I just downloaded Firefox now, and I've downloaded their driver also. So I don't know how to go about it. That is why I came back to the call.
Okay.
Wherever you see Chrome, you have to replace it with Firefox, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you can ask. You can ask this question.
If I want to
the
open
Discord channel. Are you there with me, Samuel?
I'm with you. If I want to open my Google Colab now, I should open it on Firefox, right?
No. You can open it. You can still open it. This will be creating like another page for you. So regardless of where you're working from, You can you can handle this even from VS Code or whichever editor you're using.
So
So you
wherever
don't necessarily need to
wherever I see Google Chrome, wherever I see Chrome, I should replace it with Firefox.
Yes.
Yes, you can check sample code on the Selenium website. And another thing you can do where we'll be able to answer you details fully is you can engage on the Discord channel where myself and other organizers will give you detailed answers. Does that work for you?
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I just put the Firefox Selenium doc on the page on the list, so we can have a look at that. So just wherever you see Firefox on that code, take it away. Well, sorry, wherever you see Chrome, take it away, put Firefox, then remove the Chrome.
Okay.
It would run.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Shadrach, if you're on the call, you can drop the attendance form and the feedback form again. And so if you engage the attendance form earlier, you don't need to engage it again. But the feedback, if your feedback has changed over time, you can refill the form. I think it would be so nice of us to appreciate Ejiro. He has done justice to the topic at hand. Yes, taking his time to teach us excellently and beautifully. Can we thank Ejiro in the chat so you can unmute your mic and appreciate Ejiro?
I like appreciations. I'm not even going to deny it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me here Saturday. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Exclusively, I'll need someone to unmute his mic.
Thank you so much, Ejiro. Like, I've been following you. Like, you are one of the first ML engineers I followed when I joined Twitter last year. So
really, I don't put anything on these things.
And he's also a Manchester United fan. We do have football banter there.
I think I know you. I think
that's how I swear the Premier League is coming from.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate this section. It's a mind-blowing one. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Samuel, I think I know you, and I'm going to go and look for you now. I remember. I think I remember you. Yeah. All
so
right.
Literally, you have dragged Ejiro before on Twitter.
No. We are part. We drag other people. We did not drag each other.
I've not dragged him. We banter football together. I've not dragged him.
Okay, before we convert this class to football class, let's forge ahead. Ejiro, again, want to appreciate you for this wonderful session. We've learned a lot. Even the organizers on the call can testify that we also learned from it.
Thank you.
So, again, my name is Shion Ajayi, and later in this course, you guys will be engaging me because I'll be taking some classes too. So, Ejiro, we appreciate you, and Ejiro is going to drop the instructions. We've already bribed him. We dropped the instructions and templates, and now we are going to address the task that we have for this week. Thank you so much for sparing your time to join us, everyone. I'm now appreciating everyone and Ejiro. We'll do conversation on Discord, and we'll meet again next week. Thank you. And bye, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye.